What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller, and we just announced a bunch of cool stuff at Kinda Funny Live 3 that's going to redefine how we do business. Why? Because you asked for it. Everything we're about to do is a direct result of the feedback you shared with us. I know at times we've seemed so busy that we weren't listening, but we were to all your feedback, both positive and negative, and I thank you for it. Let's start with Patreon. The $1 tier is changing based on your comments. We heard you that the one-on-one episodes were good, but that the bonus format wasn't the place for them. So those are moving somewhere else. Now, $1 a month gets you early access to all the Let's Plays and seasonal shows I'm going to talk about later in this video, as well as exclusive access to the live recording of our podcasts. That's right. If you support us for the $1 level on patreon.com/kindafunny, you'll get an unlisted link to watch the Game Over Greggy show as we record it. Support us over on patreon.com/kindafunnygames, and it'll be the Gamescast. Whenever we're set to do it, you'll get a link that morning so you know when it's coming. The thing is, these broadcasts won't be archived. If you miss it live, you'll have to wait until it goes up on Patreon or YouTube later. We're also making good on another long-standing Patreon request. Early access podcasts on Patreon will now be 100% ad-free, unless it's promoting something internal like Kinda Funny Live or Extra Life. No more YouTube ads, no more ad reads. We told you a while ago that this seemed simple but cost us a lot of production time. But now that the team's expanding, we've officially hired Cool Greg to be a production assistant, it's doable. Now let's talk about the Gamescast. We love it, but formatting it to follow the topic-by-topic methodology of the Game Over Greggy show hasn't worked. If we recorded on Wednesday, YouTube users are seeing the fourth topic more than a week later. That's not good, and thus this is going to be one of our most drastic changes. The Gamescast will be recorded Thursdays, post on Patreon on Fridays, and then post in full on YouTube and podcast services Mondays. No more breakouts, just reviews, previews, and big issue discussion about the gaming industry in one giant video with an ever-rotating third chair. Okay, but what if you do want daily games coverage from youtube.com/kindafunnygames? That's where our newest show comes in. Now, I love doing podcasts beyond and PS I Love You XOXO. You know, diving deep into games, talking about the news, all while taking your questions. I want to keep doing that kind of podcast, and Kinda Funny Games Daily is the answer. Each and every day, we're going to deliver a 45-minute podcast where Roper's Report covers the day's biggest stories across the entire industry, where we take your questions and have the rotating segments you love. This is my one-on-one gaming podcast where you'll see Tim and Andy pop in to join me, but where I'm excited to announce that we've contracted Andrea Renee and Danny O'Dwyer to join me as co-hosts as well. Now, you might be asking yourself, if they're doing a daily gaming show, what does that do for the Kinda Funny morning show? The answer? Well, it redefines it. These shows work in tandem together. At 11 a.m. every day on Twitch, the morning show will be there, but around 11:45, we'll switch over to Kinda Funny Games Daily. The morning show will run you through pop culture minus games, along with tips, shenanigans, subscribers, and Kevin, but then Games Daily will come in as a structured video game show. No sub-reading, no tips, no folks wandering in to talk to us about lunch. This is a daily podcast that just happens to be recorded live as you watch. Think of it as a YouTube video or an MP3, which it will be as well each and every day, not a Twitch show. But back to redefining the Kinda Funny morning show. We know that you want Nick to have a movie show. We know that you want Tim and I to do a comic show. Now that the morning show is gamesless, we're going to incorporate those things here. You'll still get the goofy banter and the top stories, but we want to do segments. Required reading, where we pick a graphic novel as a community, read it over the week, and then talk about it. Nick's Netflix pick, where we decide on what movie we're going to watch, then we all discuss it. P.S. I Love This Best Friend XOXO, where you can shout out a Kinda Funny best friend who is doing something awesome in the community, but might not be getting the recognition he or she deserves. We want everything you love about the morning show and everything you want from us to make an awesome baby here, and we think we're gonna. So, like, strap on, get ready. Is that how you make a baby, Kevin? Strap on? All right. Speaking of what you want and what we want, Candy Andy. When we hired Andy, we told you it was to make awesome Let's Plays, and that's what our new series Party Mode is. We'll still do sporadic Kinda Funny Plays videos where we show or have a developer demo a game, but Party Mode is a weekly Let's Play series that's just Kinda Funny hanging out and fucking around. Think couch co-op sessions, the Kinda Funny World Championship, and plenty of trash talk. All of this content launches the week of June 19th, and yes, that's a bit off, but it's because we're hitting E3 so hard. We're going to have a twitch.tv/kindafunnygames pre-show, watch along, and post-show for every E3 conference. We'll be on the E3 show floor doing Let's Plays and reactions. There will be daily Gamescast from LA, and Wednesday afternoon, we're live streaming on GameSpot's stage. Outside of all that, There's a bunch of bite-sized announcements. The Game Over Greggy show is still rad, and we're keeping the fourth chair for weekly guests to keep the conversation fresh. There's a new episode of Kinda Funny, the animated series, next week. A new season of Kinda Funny Doodles starts in July, and I'm doing a limited episode run of a new show called Cooking with Greggy in September. But the most important takeaway from all of this is that this is just a foundation. Kinda Funny isn't us building something in secret, it's us building something with you and for you. We're listening. We want to know what you think of these shows and ideas as they get going. We'll merge that with our firsthand experience, and we'll adapt from there. That's what Kinda Funny is all about. Hanging out with your best friends, having a great time, and doing cool shit. Until next time, it's been my pleasure to serve you.